Good afternoon and welcome to India Today's SoSouth. I am Sara Fazal. Well, we are just 7 months away from the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. BJP is bound to make Prime Minister Narendra Modi's foreign policy as the key pillar for its campaign for his re-election. BJP claims that Modi has secured a high position for India at the global high table and that the world is looking at us with renewed interest. Congress and opposition feels that this is diametrically opposite. The image of India has taken a beating because of the government surrendering to China, etc., etc. But what do the people of the country feel? Well, now after all, they are going to be making the difference when it comes to the 2024 polls. The recently released India Today's Sea Water Mood of the Nation has assessed Modi's foreign policy. And this is with regard to the Russian-Ukraine war, this is with regard to the relations with US and China and so much more. I will take you through these issues one by one. Let's start off with China. How has the centre handled the border intrusion by China? The screen's before me here and we can see. Let me point out to you about 53% of people as per August 2023 feel Modi government has done a great job in China's intrusion into the borders, whereas about 26% of people have felt it is satisfactory and 9% feel that they have not at all been able to manage China's intrusions into the borders. Now you can see that the approval of this Modi's handling of China issue has gotten better except in August 2022. Now let me point out 44. Now 44% of people over here only felt that they handled it better owing to the fact that in that month, you had the Chinese machinery engaging in construction in areas near the LAC. Let's move on to the next. Opinion on India's presidency on G20, a very important issue yet again. Now, when we look at this, 47% of the people feel that India's presidency will help in enhancing its global stature. 26% of the people feel the same to some extent, whereas 15% feel it's not going to make much of a difference to us, right? Now, the reason why these 47% of the people feel that India's global stature is going to increase with its presidency is because this will provide India an opportunity to amplify the issues plaguing the poor and the developing world at global platforms. Moving on. Has India taken the right approach when it comes to the Russia-Ukraine war? Now, when we look at the numbers before us here, despite the fact that India has time and again abstained the UN vote on the Russia-Ukraine war, the survey shows us that 51% of people feel India has done the right thing, 25% of the people feel to some extent, and 12 people say not at all, India has not taken the right approach. Now, the 51% of approval that we see on our screens out here is maybe because what many people think was India's pro-Moscow stance, perhaps, which comes from our Foreign Minister Jaishankar's combative defense of India's position at international forums that went viral. Now, one of the most important questions that we are asking here today is, what has been the impact of all of this? Moving on. Has PM Modi's global stature increased internationally? Now, the screen before me says 61% people feel that Modi's stature has gained, right? He has gained internationally. 31% of people feel absolutely no, we do not see him having or making much of a difference. Who is a better friend to India? Is it Russia? Is it the United States? And the survey has pointed out that 31% of people feel that Russia is a better friend of ours, whereas 26 feel USA is a better friend. But let me tell you, the reason why we have higher numbers, which show that Russia is a better friend to us, is because of the economic relations that India maybe wants to keep intact with Russia, because we heavily depend on oil imports from them, or maybe because of the neutral stance that India took when it came to the Russian-Ukraine war. Next up, should India be having talks with Pakistan? Now, this has been a long-standing issue since the partition, has come up time and again, and from this we can see the numbers on my screen show that as per the August 2023 survey, you have about 27% of the respondents who feel that India must have a dialogue, whereas 56% of the people feel India must not have a dialogue with Pakistan. Now, the numbers are all before us here, and all I can tell you is that This matter holds a lot of relevance to us because India has decided to take away the special status from Kashmir when it comes to Article 370. That has upset Pakistan. And given this particular current situation, the Prime Minister of Pakistan did come forward and suggest for a dialogue. But India feels it's not the correct time to go ahead and do so. Moving on. Opinion on Modi government's foreign policy. Now, if I have to talk to you about Modi government's foreign policy here, the mood of the nation shows us that 48 have called it excellent as per our August 2023 survey, whereas about 55% called it excellent in Jan 2023. You see the figures out here. Now, this shows there's been a dip in the number of people having favored Modi's foreign policy in August 2023 because I think they favored it much better in Jan 2023. And this actually hints at something very crucial as we are nearing the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. So let me tell you, the clear message from India Today's Sea Water Mood of the Nation survey is that the foreign policy of Modi is not his Achilles heel if he has one. In fact, we point out that on all 6 issues, Modi has gone on to perform very, very well, which means that the India alliance, the Congress specifically, will have to look elsewhere to breach what is known as the fortress of Modi. I am Sara Fazal, reporting for India Today's SoSouth.